regime, that we will not be silent while Canada aims to purchase drones, allegedly for surveilling the Arctic, that were battle-tested on Palestinians in Gaza. We will not stand for it. We will fight back, and we will continue to resist, and we will continue to organize for justice. So before I turn it over to Zoya for some additional words on this topic, I want to once again invite everybody to get involved. There are so many organizations here. To come back again on the 18th, we're going to be meeting right over there and marching through downtown to say we're going to boycott Israel. We're going to isolate apartheid. We're going to fight against complicity. We're going to fight for justice. And that as we're here today, we are not forgetting Silwan is not alone. Sheikh Jarrah is not alone. Gaza is not alone. Palestine is not alone. And the Palestinian prisoners left behind bars, Israel wants to keep them isolated. But they are with us today, and they are with us everywhere. Around the world, we're having these protests. These are happening in cities across Turtle Island, across North America, throughout Europe and Latin America today as well. And so I want to invite everyone to get involved. Please sign up if you don't always hear about these events. Please sign up so that you can hear about what's happening, get involved, and continue to organize together until we can stand with the entire people of Palestine, with the indigenous people of this land, and celebrate victory, justice, and liberation. Because every victory for people fighting for justice, every strike that wins a victory against a corporation, every movement in a university that fights back against racism and marginalization, every movement in the streets that fights against police repression and brutality and violence targeting marginalized communities, every movement that fights for housing justice, and certainly every movement that fights for indigenous liberation. Every time there's a victory, it's also a victory for Palestine, and every victory for Palestine makes all of our movements stronger together. Free, free!